So, you want to generate some listing business? Of course you do. You want to help sellers sell their houses. Lead generation. Well, have I got an idea for you that I bet you've never considered before? Hi, everybody. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors and director of the Real Estate Academy of America. And I've got a fabulous, I think it's fabulous, lead generation idea that I bet you haven't considered, or many of you haven't considered. So, what is this? So, we know that when when a home in a neighborhood sells, typically 2 to 3 more sell right away. So how, as an agent, can you take advantage of that to generate business, generate leads, listing leads, um, for yourself by taking advantage of that fact? Well, first you have to sell a house. Well, what if you're not a listing agent, or what if you are a listing agent? What is the best way to advertise that you've sold a house? Well, the sign in the yard. So, see what not only the contract says, but license law says. License law in GREC Rule 520-1-.093 clearly states that a licensee shall not advertise any real estate for sale unless the licensee has first secured the written permission of the owner. And that is also further echoed as a reminder to sellers and to agents in the GAR, Georgia Association of Realtors, exclusive seller brokerage engagement agreement. So let me show you really quickly where that is. If you look at the GAR exclusive seller brokerage agreement, form F101, under paragraph B3A, where it talks about marketing, it does say at the bottom that broker is also hereby authorized to place the broker's for sale sign on the property. So that's when it's for sale, because the person who signs this brokerage agreement is the current owner of the property. If the property is sold or a contract to sell is entered into during the term of this agreement, the broker, meaning this broker, may advertise the property in any, including images thereof, in any media of the broker's choosing as being under contract while the sale is pending, and as being sold upon the closing of the property, except nothing herein shall permit the broker to place a sold sign on a property no longer owned by the seller, except with written permission of whom? Of the new owner. Again, per license law. What does all of that mean for lead generation? Well, here's what that means. That means once the property closes, it no longer belongs to that seller or that current owner. So any marketing or advertising of that property, including placing a sign on that property, must be given by the new owner, which is whom? The buyer. So you buyer's agents, what a great way to solicit or generate leads for listings. Once your buyer buys a property and it's closed, now I would wait until the buyer actually takes possession. Go get written permission from that buyer, who's the new owner, to put a sign in the yard that says sold. So you take down the listing agent sign because they represented the seller and you represented the buyer. Now that the buyer is now the new owner, you get their written permission. You put your sign in the yard with a sold sign, and that will generate potential other listing business, because they sold the they see your sign in the yard with the sold information on there, and it'll have your contact as well as your broker's contact information on the sign. Have you thought about that? Now, again, you do need the new owner's written permission to stay in compliance with license law. What about you listing agents? What about you? Well, you listing agent, you had a listing agreement or a seller brokerage agreement signed with the seller. Once you go to closing, that seller no longer owns the property. Who does? The new buyer. So if there is a way that you get the new buyer, the buyer who's now the new owner's written permission to also put a sign or keep your sign in the yard, but change the rider from under contract or nothing to sold, then you too can generate additional listing business, listing leads from that sign in the yard. Now, again, you are going to have to get that written permission of the new owner, and you're probably going to want to limit that to a certain time frame. What do you think? Have you thought about this before? Anyway, I just think that this is something to consider as a great way to generate additional listing business, especially from other listings in that neighborhood. Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dana Sparks, broker of Maximum One Greater Atlanta Realtors and director of the Real Estate Academy of America, satisfying your needs with service, innovation, and education. Bye. If you like that video, check out the one here. If you like the content on this entire channel, please click here to subscribe. I try to take even the most complicated of real estate situations and make them crystal clear. See what I did there? Real estate made crystal clear. Thank you guys so much for watching.